The Dream Team. The Home Ownership Dream Team. Tracy Conyers. Gregory Clark. Chantel Newman. Bridget Gilder. Raymond and Stacy Lewis. The Home Ownership Dream Team.
All right, how's everybody doing out there? We are the Home Ownership Dream Team. I just happen to be just here today with you all. We're happy to be together. All of our temperatures are checked out. We're all COVID negative. And so we are ready just to begin this segment, man. So how's everybody doing today?
Oh, wonderful.
Great. All right.
Wonderful.
So we have some amazing topics that we want to cover today. And we're just going to dive right into it. I know myself and all of our associates, you know, we've seen the market change. We've seen housing sales go up, and I know Tracy and Ms. Chantel can attest to that. But one thing that we've been noticing, even myself as a home inspector, is the home improvements that we've been seeing with a lot of the properties here in Southeast Texas that have been selling. And so we just kind of wanted to just talk to you about that, because there's one thing to purchase a home, right? Mm-hmm. And I think it was Ms. Chantel that said, you know, once people, you know, we get over that excitement of purchasing a home, but then we forget about the maintenance that a home requires. Or we oftentimes forget about the upgrades that we should make as homeowners in order to build that equity up and just to keep that property looking great, because, you know, it is an investment. And so I'm just going to open it up for dialogue.
Yeah, because I drove up to turn around in someone's yard, and I looked up and I just seen these eaves all chipped up, things like that. You know, it's like pride in home ownership should be number one priority. Right. But a lot of times people, you know, the excuses of the grind and whatever we have to do, but then your place where you drive up at should be something that you want to see. The yard is landscape, is looking nice. I can't wait to get home. That's one of them I can't wait to get home moments. You know, on a daily basis where you can drive up and it's lovely. You love the place that you're going to be residing in, sleeping in, and things like that. So you have to take pride in that home ownership. So when I saw that, I was like, man, they got to fix that. You know, even if you're not ready to sell it, just for you, fix that, you know, get that together. But one of the main things, even if you are getting ready to sell, is some things that need to be done. And one of the things that I've been encouraging a lot of my sellers is to get that pre-home inspection done. Because one thing that I have found with buyers, sometimes if it's like too much on the report, it can be overwhelming, and sometimes they don't even want to deal with it. They be like, well, I don't even want to, we ain't going to just give me my money back. And I be like, oh, Lord, wait a minute. You know, it may be some things that can be fixed, and, you know, they may be willing to do these things and stuff. We just got to try it out. But some people have backed out whenever they just see that it's so much on there. But so one of the sellers that I'm working with now, he's pretty much all the professionalism that I've given him to share with him about doing, he's done it. You know, he got Greg out there, and Greg did that pre-inspection. So it's a lot of things that I walk in, because like I tell people, I'm not an inspector. I go out, I go in there, and I'm looking to see if the wall is like this, cracked, like, you know, like all of this here, and, you know, making sure no floor is coming apart, what I can see. But I don't get under the sink and all of this stuff and get to digging, because you got to let the professional do what they do, you know, so that's very important. But whenever you are thinking about selling your home, so the best home improvements to increase value. So let's see, garage door replacement, the cost is about $3,600. Resale on it will be about $3,520. Your stone or the veneer on the outside, you know, make sure the house is pressure washed and cleaned up, you know, simple things like that. A minor kitchen remodel could cost about $22,507. The deck addition and the wood, you make sure you got, because I don't know how someone said they built a deck with untreated wood.
Untreated? Oh, wow. That's
how you do that?
Waiting to happen.
But that's why I say you get the
termites was ready.
It worked. He did it.
Yeah.
He actually did it.
We eating good.
And it brings me back to, we hire the professionals to do it, because even whenever we've done a flip property and we hired a guy that we thinking he was gonna do the right thing or whatever, and he didn't. So it was like, next thing you know, the home set for while we were going through the closing for like almost 60 days, something like that. And then, but it wasn't raining in the house or nothing. And then the next thing you know, she done moved in and all of this stuff like that. And when I say it was pouring in that back room, when my husband went by there, they said something was going on with the house or whatever. And he went by there, and when it was raining, it was pouring. I cried so much behind that, because I trusted the contractor to do what he was supposed to do.
Right.
I don't know. So then it's like, oh, you sold me a lemon house. Nah, I didn't sell you no lemon house. You got your inspections done. Yeah. Everything was legit. You signed off on the walkthrough and things like that. But the contractors, we trusted you to fulfill your job. To do what's right. It's like, man, if you just do what's right. Just like people hire us to make sure, they coming to you to get that good interest rate and make sure we get the keys, and then we're going to you to make sure you're protecting that investment and different things like that. So it's like, wow, let's do what we're supposed to do, because our name, I know Tracy Conyers, I want that name to stay good, don't you? Exactly. Don't you want that name to stay good?
Exactly.
Oh, that name is something else.
Yes.
So we want our names to speak volume. So, even they've been talking about the front door, even just painting the front door a certain color, because I've seen that, somebody might have a blue house, but that burgundy or red door popping it out.
That pop is
things like that, making it happen.
That pop,
that red, just somewhere.
Yeah.
There's something about it just stand out.
Yeah.
And then they was talking about replacing windows.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah, energy efficient.
That's a big one. The energy efficiency windows, like you were saying, the window worlds and all those different companies that come to Southeast Texas.
Right.
It might be worth looking into it.
Yeah.
It definitely might be worth, looking into it. Especially if you have those windows that don't lock, that don't hold into place, where the sash is broken.
Right.
One guy, we had the new windows put on the house, and he was saying, you could hit this window with a baseball bat and it will not crack.
You see there? Ooh.
And I didn't know that. I didn't know that was one of the selling points on the window, but it's good to know.
Let's know that.
Especially in this area. Southeast Texas, we're hurricane prone, tornado prone, hurricane. So you want that extra protection.
Because of the economy.
Yeah, exactly. And crime. I know, going on that list and everything, we see, because right now it's a refinance boom.
Right. Yeah.
So, but purchase is still very, very present. We're just low on inventory still.
Oh, we're still low.
Yeah, we're still a little low on inventory and everything. But COVID has not slowed down purchasing, and I'm pretty sure everybody can attest to that.
Right.
But talking about repairs, that is the most common thing every time we see an appraisal is rotted wood. Unpainted wood, so people that if you're refinancing or if you're purchasing or just upkeep, I feel like that just goes with upkeep. If you're walking your property every day out in the yard or whatever, you see that eave or down here and stuff on the bottom and everything, you need to replace it. Don't wait till it gets worse and worse and worse. And then it's a major problem rather than if it's just one board. Go ahead and nip it in the bud and replace it now and stuff and paint it.
And a pro to that, so two things. Replace that board, make sure it's painted, because you may get a contractor that may replace that board and then it won't paint it, because they'll say, it wasn't a contract, we didn't negotiate. So make sure that's in his contract, right? They'll do that, okay? So that's number one. And number two, if you see something small, like Chantel just said, go ahead and just get it repaired. And that way, you can build a relationship with the contractor. So if we can trust them to repair the small things and do a great job, then later on down the line, we can trust them with the major jobs.
Right.
But it's all about developing those relationships with contractors and with the different professionals in our area.
Right, exactly.
That's it.
Yeah, so, you try to get in and refer, we all do that. You want to have a contractor, but it's like, as long as I've been in here in business, you would think I would have a list, but so.
That's why we can't find them.
Exactly. So another thing is interior paint. Even one of my sellers, I did love the color of that house, but I mean, some people it was like a goldish looking, like a high-end yellow looking gold. So, but a lot of times, a lot of people came in and bashed it, and I was like, wow, because I thought it really does look good, but then he ended up having to change the flooring and everything. Then, so he just went on and painted it a neutral, more of a neutral color, but it popped it, it looks real good and stuff.
And I think now we're seeing more millennials. And the trend is the grays,
the grays is with
Grays,
oh my goodness.
So,
We don't got away from the white and brown.
Exactly.
Yeah. Grays side.
Everybody's supposed to be white or brown or cream or something like that. That eggshell or something. But now when you see the HGTVs, you see the all the home shows and everything is always gray because gray represents it's so crisp and clean and modern and everything.
Something just drew me to that gray.
It opens up the room.
It does.
It makes it look bigger.
It does. Exactly. And so and I have to say, because I had a client that just refinanced, and I know I shared this with you guys, but a couple of years ago I did his purchase, and he bought a house right here in Beaumont, right there off of 90.
Okay.
Was it 90? Is it 90? I think so. Yeah. And he paid $180,000 for that house.
Okay.
He's doing a refinance. When he purchased the house, I financed him. His interest rate was 5%. Now back in that day, it was good,
Yeah.
So he came to me. He said, Chantal, I'm ready to refinance, and I said, okay. He said, well, how much you think my house is worth? I said, well, I don't know. What have you done? Oh, I did a lot of upgrades.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, okay. I'm not an appraiser.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens. Appraiser goes out there, report comes back the other day and stuff, $304,000.
So from 180 to 304?
From 180 to 304. So when I'm looking at this appraisal report, and I'm looking, and I called him and I was like, hey, what did you do? And I mean, because I can't remember how the house looked in the beginning and everything. He was like, man, he say I put quartz in the kitchen. He say I put quartz in the bathroom. He was like, I put new floors down. I opened this up. I got, just everything. Did stuff in the bathroom, and I'm pretty sure you can say that too. But I mean, as far as what sells, kitchens and bathrooms in the house, kitchens and bathrooms. So as far as if you're selling a house, and buyers and everything, that's the first thing that they're going to look at is the kitchen and the restroom and the bathroom and stuff. How big is it updated?
Because even if it's small, is it updated?
Yeah, exactly. People put brand new cabinets in. I mean,
hers.
Right.
Exactly.
Even if you got a theirs,
and I had to congratulate him. I said, you know what? I said, you put your money where it's supposed to go. Yeah.
This contract, okay?
Exactly. So, I mean, but it did. I mean, and he's prideful in his home, so, and it shows because it's not anything, and it's a older white home and everything. I call it the White House because it looks like a White House and stuff. But when you look at it, being in Southeast Texas, He keeps his paint up.
Oh my goodness.
You know, is no chipping, no rotten wood or anything. And you would think a home of that size, it would be a little bit harder to keep up. But like you said, if you just start when you see it small, go ahead and start before it gets bigger.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people, even though they're selling or whatever, and I know, life happens, divorces, all kind of things can happen. Illnesses come and you have no clue that even you're in that position. But that kind of dampers a lot of times people being able to fix things up, so that comes, that's sad that we, that's life. It happens. So, unfortunately like that. And then, like you said, sometimes you come in and they can't do nothing. They can't help you with no closing costs. They can't help you fix this as is, So long as the as is not gonna, like you say, when you come out and they're writing wood, the appraiser is definitely gonna call out too. So it's like, those things just have to be, it has to be done. So
because that's what a lot of people don't know, that's an FHA requirement. We do a lot of FHA funding, financing, and everything. So if it's a conventional loan, they're more, it overlooks it a little bit. It's not as strenuous as an FHA or a VA or even a USDA.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, now this is something else here. It says about the Z generation Z virus.
That's after the millennials?
That's after that's right, exactly.
Okay, the Z's.
Yeah, so they want that smart home technology. Smart thermostats.
That's the Nest.
I do like the smart thermostat.
Yeah.
That's something to do the job.
That's what I was doing.
It picks up your patterns. Like you don't even have to put any information into an app.
Just picks it up.
Just picks up your pattern. And when you go to bed, when you go to bed at night, it kind of knows how you about to sleep. And it just adjusts it. Right. Oh my goodness.
And you can just think about just as we get more and more into the future, how future tech is going to be.
The Jetsons.
It's just. It's going to be.
Oh yeah. I have my daughter and son-in-law. They walk into their house and everything is, Alexa, turn on lights. Alexa. Oh yeah, everything. Alexa, turn off living room light.
Alexa.
Yes, everything. The whole home is voice.
It's smart.
It's smart.
It is smart.
Because
I was about to put Alexa out of my house. One day I walked in there and I didn't say nothing and she said, "How's your day today, Tracy?" I'm like, "Girl, you finna get up early."
The user line, the true man.
So then they say about where is it? I don't know. The voice assisted controlled light bulbs.
That's Alexa.
Oh, okay.
Alexa or either Google Home does it.
We ain't promote none of them. We
exactly.
We're talking about the smart
Oneness.
And then it says spruce up the decor with window treatments. Like with me, I really do my living room. You can't really tell too much, but it was a do-it-yourself type of window treatment we put up or whatever. But to get it professionally done would be so much better.
What's the window treatment? What's the window treatment?
Like the curtains and
the
drapes
drapes.
and stuff like that. But I was like, because when we was putting it up, I was mad.
Interior decorator.
Yeah, so you gotta be careful with that.
All right.
Replace the vanity lights for
vanity lights.
Recaulk or reglaze the tub instead of replace.
I'm definitely on recalling. Even on the outside of your windows, I'm a big proponent of that. Just caulking around the windows, siliconing around the windows, sealing it up, man.
Where do you see? Because I know Southeast Texas, we have a lot of foundation issues. Because there's a lot of settling and everything. What do you advise for someone that's just, start seeing those brick bricks cracking, or what's the difference between a stress crack and an actual foundation issue?
So we have like the seasonal cracks and the structural cracks, right?
Okay.
So what we've been taught is that the seasonal cracks go straight up and down.
Okay. Okay.
Now those structural cracks begin to
start going.
Yes.
Okay.
And they begin to
That's
step.
good to
So
know.
even on your brick veneer, if you see it on your brick veneer, the stepping
Yeah.
cracks is what we call it,
Uh-huh.
and that's going to be something structural that we typically call
Wow.
it. Now it's not going to be the mortar cracks,
Right.
up and down a few pieces. No. When you begin to see that, and that brick veneer begins to move at a slight tilt,
Right.
that's when I definitely recommend a structural engineer.
Okay. Okay. That's good to know.
Sounds expensive.
Yeah. Well, if you the buyer, it might not be, right? It might be somebody else's expense,
That's
hopefully,
good.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, we'll be right back after these messages.
Thank you, Green.
Hey, how's everybody doing? I'm Gregory Clark with Legendary Inspection Group. We're just a local home inspection company here in servicing Southeast Texas. So whenever you're ready, after you work with your lender and you guys work with your agent and you find a beautiful house and you're ready for me to go ahead and inspect it, I just feel free to give us a call. We'll definitely come out as soon as possible and give you everything that you need as far regarding your home inspection. Thank you very much.
Smiles are contagious. First impressions are very important. A great smile says it all. At Beaumont, Texas Dental, we offer exceptional quality treatment, including general and cosmetic dentistry. At the dental practice of Dr. Kosher Shireen, we believe in timely appointments and the best service. So, give us a call. Your healthy and beautiful smile is our goal. We accept all major insurances.
Hi, I'm Bridget with the Bridget Gilder Insurance Agency, where my staff and I are well equipped to meet all of your insurance needs, from home, renters, flood, windstorm, auto insurance, commercial insurance, and more. We stand ready to help you get the best rates affordable in the area. Please give us a call for all of your insurance needs.
Stacy Lewis, Raymond Lewis, we're with Credit One Solutions, 409-466-3020. 409-273-1306. Website is www.creditonesolutions.com with a Z.
Credit One Solutions. We are that one. Welcome back, man. I'm glad to have y'all visit us with the Homeownership Dream Team. I have Greg,
How you doing?
Inspection Legendary, Bridget Gilder Insurance, the #1 realtor in Southeast Texas and the world, Tracy Conyers, the #1 loan, the money woman, woo, my beautiful, lovely wife, Stacy. We're here at Home Ownership Dream Team is here. We're live, and I want you to speak up on what you were saying, what's going on with the insurance issues. And
well, a lot of people don't think of it in terms of home maintenance and keeping your home properly maintained, how important it is. And a lot of times when people think, well, I have homeowners insurance, if I have an issue, it's going to take care of it. But what they may not realize is that homeowners insurance does not take care of anything that they deem to be a maintenance issue. I'll give you a perfect example. I had a situation yesterday I had to deal with. And sometimes being homeowners, it can be a little overwhelming because to some extent it's like you're trying to maintain your little small hotel and trying to keep everything running. And sometimes, and just in the busyness of life, we let things go. I had a situation where I noticed a little stain on the ceiling in the kitchen. I'm like, wonder what's going on with that. We ignored it, right? One day I decided to just touch it with a broom, and lo and behold, I have a hole now in my kitchen ceiling. And so we just ignored things, but what's happened is you got a water leak that is rotting your wood and creating a major problem that if I would have addressed when I first noticed that, it wouldn't have been as bad. So a lot of these policies, they don't include water leakage. They feel like it's a maintenance issue. And to some extent it is, because when you notice something, you're supposed to address it. But if you let it sit there and develop over 5-6 months, now you got an issue that because of your negligence has created a problem, and you have to self-insure for those type of mistakes because the insurance is not going to make you whole in that event. And another thing, when our homes are not properly maintained, you have a situation, you have to call the company out for a claim, and they realize that, okay, this house is missing shingles, it's rotten wood and boards. They'll turn it in as a flag to the company, and you'll get a notice to non-renew your insurance policy. They can non-renew you because your home has not been properly maintained, and it happens all the time.
I know this.
Within Southeast Texas, we have to make sure that we stay on top of those type of things.
Wow, that's for real. A lot of people don't know.
I did not know.
I know.
Yes.
You telling me you're not gonna take my money? You know,
Your money is not good. Your money is not good.
Because you didn't maintain your own home.
Maintain your property.
Right.
You no longer fit our market because we want homeowners that show what? Pride in ownership.
Come on,
They're looking for pride in ownership, and if you've neglected your home, okay, you want them to make that right for you because you haven't done what you needed to do as a homeowner, because we retain a certain amount of that risk in maintaining our home.
How many people gonna go out and make sure that new car that they spent money on is looking good?
Facts.
Yeah, washed up every week and everything, but the garage you parking in is falling down.
That's
Yeah.
right.
They got that gangster lean.
And you ignore it.
Then they gonna be calling you because it done fell on the car.
They expect for somebody to come in and restore this to new life condition, and you watched it deteriorate over the last few years. That worked that way.
Exactly. And you know, and I actually had that happen to myself one time. I had a little small leak in my ceiling, and I knew my air conditioner was right there above it. And I was like, man, what? Okay, I thought maybe it was the condensation from the vent. Man, went out of town the weekend. I came back, the whole ceiling had fell down.
It does that, man. But guys, we've gotten a wealth of knowledge today. I hope you guys have had your notepad, taking down notes, just simple remodelings that you can do for your property. And Miss Bridget Gilder actually gave us a wealth of information. And I hope you guys were gleaning off that information as well. Home Ownership Dream Team, myself, Gregory Clark, Miss Bridget Gilder, Tracy Conyers, Miss Chantel Newman, and Mr. Raymond and Stacy Lewis. We're happy to be here with you guys, and I hope to see you next week. Thank you very much.
Smiles are contagious. First impressions are very important. A great smile says it all. At Beaumont, Texas Dental, we offer exceptional quality treatment, including general and cosmetic dentistry. At the dental practice of Dr. Kosher Shireen, we believe in timely appointments and the best service. So, give us a call. Your healthy and beautiful smile is our goal. We accept all major insurances.
The Dream Team. The Home Ownership Dream Team. Tracy Conyers. Gregory Clark. Chantel Newman. Bridget Gilder. Raymond and Stacy Lewis. The Home Ownership Dream Team.